versus Metaphor versus Astrobot versus Black Myth Wukong. Well, obviously Astrobot won, but the director of Black Myth Wukong is now attacking everybody. A bunch of the fans are...
He like, Sony, you promised me that my game would be a success, man. I dropped this game on your platform first because you told me you was gonna give me Game of the Year, but instead, Sony, you thought about yourselves. You would rather give it to that little robot Astrobot, you know, the same game that only sold 1.5 million sales, bro. And to be honest with you, I can understand the developer's frustration. How does a game that only sell 1.5 million outbeat a game that surpassed 10 million sales, bro? Because, I mean, let's just be honest, man. Jeff Keighley must have been doing some foul things backstage just so he can compensate for the fact that Marvel Spider-Man 2, which we all call 007, lost last year, man. You know, he finally got you, Pony, something you could cheer about. But what you people don't understand is the fact that nobody went out there and really bought this game. As much as you people say you like it, more people went out there and picked up and played Black Myth Wukong over Astrobot. But yet, for some reason, that game wins Game of the Year, even though this game won Player Choice. Bro, if Game of the Year has anything to do with Player Choice, now I get it. You got to be subjective because in that case, Fortnite would win every year. So I'm perfectly, fully aware of that. But let's just be honest. Black Myth Wukong should have won.
Attacking Astrobot, a bunch of fans are now attacking him. I want to
be like, yo, that game didn't even sell, and we out losing the Game of the Year, man. Come on, man. What did Jeff Keighley do behind backstage? That should be the question of this video, bro. Like, I mean, that guy scored you a big W, man. Sony with another W.
Talk about this because it's just a bad circumstance across the board, and I feel like people are actually being very, very disrespectful to the director of Black Myth Wukong. And I want to look at it because this whole thing is it's just not good for gaming.
Which is funny. Oh, not good for gaming, huh? What you do every single day by saying Xbox is dead isn't good for gaming either. So I'm not understanding as to what you're talking about, bro. Aren't you ain't nothing but a fanboy? You know what's not good for gaming? Allegedly calling yourself a Dreamcast fan when you played the Dreamcast all because you didn't have nothing growing up. You know, remember when you talked about how you was homeless and how the Dreamcast was the only console that you had when you robbed your friend over a Game Boy Advance, you know, one that doesn't have color or anything? I mean, you probably didn't even give them 2 rechargeable batteries. Like, what is going on here with you fools, bro? As much as you guys want to say that Black Myth, now all of a sudden all these ponies want to come out of their stables talking, oh, it wasn't that good of a game anyway, the camera. But it was so good of a game to bash people that didn't have it available on Xbox, right? It was that good though. But now all of a sudden the game's bad camera angles, bad pacing, you know, it's nothing but a copy of Neo. Now all these things come out. See, the problem is with this gaming community is the fact that you guys continuously cap for everything. Now, I do get it. The guy's being nothing but a crybaby. I mean, I would rather have my game selling past 10 million than a game like Astrobot winning Game of the Year, only selling 1.5. But obviously, there's some discrepancies here because it just doesn't make sense, especially when the game won Player's Choice, which would mean the players that are playing the game. You would assume that Black Myth Wukong would have won.
And I feel like,
and what's even more funny, there's not been not one Nintendo game nominated. Even Xbox gets more praise in that regard. It's so funny that Nintendo's probably doing more successful than Sony and Microsoft in regards to selling hardware as well as exclusive games, and yet they never barely get nominated for anything.
This all look bad, but let's talk. Hi, hope you're having a great day, and if you could please, or even people saying stuff like this. Now, obviously, Grubb is being super silly here, but Jeff Grubb's saying, if I'd written an award acceptance speech 2 years before the award ceremony, I would not let that information. You couldn't.
I just don't want to give it to Black Man Wukong, man. We got a lot of this going on here, man. All these people bashing Black Man Wukong. They don't want to give us the credit we deserve, man. You know, I'm gladly saddened about what's going on here, man. You know, it really hurts my soul as a black man to see that Black Man Wukong did not win Game of the Year, man. There's obviously some subtle racism going on here.
Waterboarding out of it. I mean, look, everybody in the comments is being so rude. Like, dude, your game, it's a certified 8 at most. Be thankful you got nominated at all. While better games like Prince of Persia and Infinite Wealth got...
Prince of Persia, really? You know, that woke game? Oh, my. Bro, you people would just say anything just to aggravate people, bro. The game sold 10 million. At the end of the day, Astrobot was a financial flop. It only sold 1.5 million, and you guys are out here telling people, "Oh, well, it's the greatest game." Well, it's so great that nobody bought it. Everyone that went out there picked up a PS5 preferred to play Black Myth Wukong, all in favor of your own intellectual property, which happened to be Astrobot. It makes no sense, and I can understand the dude's frustration in regards to this lousy Game Awards that you people continuously follow every year.
I did see a lot of people saying that this translation is pretty poor. That it's not that he's. It is a game that was undeniably not only a very good game, but a very big cultural force. Seeing this
Sony, you played me, man. You told me if I dropped this game exclusively on your platform, you would have got me Game of the Year. You lied to me, man. Obviously, there's got to be some hidden agendas going on here, bro. For this dude to be that angry that his game sold 10 million. Sony lied to him. You know what that means, guys. This game's coming on Xbox.
And his game bit so much mainstream
Look at Black
appeal,
Man
so much
Wukong,
attention,
man.
bringing cool attention to Chinese mythology and legends.
They didn't want to see this man win,
I
bro.
feel like the important.
Yo, this game awards was biased, man. I'm for the monkey man right here, man. Me and him, we got some relatable characteristics. You know, it's crazy, man. I feel you, brother. I feel you, man. They out here putting the brother down, man, at the Game Awards, man. I don't know what that dude Jeff Keighley be doing behind backstage, but you guys know this black man should have won. Like, this is crazy, bro. How could you guys sit there and say that this man did not win, bro? He sold over 10 million sales, bro. And you guys out here still putting the black man down, man. I'm tired of this, man. I'm sick and tired of this garbage.
Some Black Myth Wukong. I feel like this is a game that
give the man his credit.
Deserves the accolade, deserves the attention. So
yeah.
the guy,
you heard what he said. The Black Man Wukong deserves y'all attention, and instead y'all out here saying that it belonged to that stupid little white robot. Man, you see what I'm getting at with this? This is crazy.
being disappointed, I think that's justified. He definitely poured his heart and soul into it, but apparently some people are talking about the fact that apparently the guy was crying at the Game Awards. Now, I'm not going to play this whole clip here, but Alana Pierce was streaming. She was at the Game Awards.
She's really that much of a crybaby?
Front row with a bunch of the Sony team and stuff like that. And
now, he would really be crying if that game failed on PlayStation.
That she saw the producer of Black Myth Wukong just sitting there and bawling his eyes out when they announced that Astrobot won. Now, a bunch of people are making fun of him for crying. Now, I'm very pro crying, I guess, if that sounds weird. But
yeah, because you ain't a man.
Bottling up your emotions, expressing yourself, crying with joy, crying with sadness. I am a big believer that is honestly a good compliment to life. If somebody really breaks your heart, it's okay to cry about it. If a movie is beautiful, it's okay to cry about it. 1,000,000,000%, I've cried over video games. I've cried over the deaths of family members.
Yeah, how you gonna compare the death of family members to a video game, bro? Like, I get it. You know, you get emotional. People cry on different things. But seriously, you cry. How are you gonna compare a video game awards to the death of a family member, bro? You hear this, fool?
I'm never going to be ashamed of crying. But a lot of people are being like, okay, this makes sense. I don't see the problem with crying. They worked very hard and they wanted it to win. This is dead. The criterias don't make sense, that they have all these feelings of frustration and emotion. And
I mean, that is true, though. A lot of the categories really don't make sense, man. And this is why the Game Awards has been nothing but a joke. Even you have admitted that on your own channel. Let's be honest, man. If we're going to be subjective, now I personally don't care about Black Man Wukong, but I'm going to sit there and say this. I mean, according to how people like the game, a lot of people praised it, on top of the fact that it sold 10 million. I mean, to be honest with you, you know, because you have to be subjective, because in that case, then Fortnite would win every year, or Minecraft, if that's what we're doing, right? So I get it. You have to be subjective, but if you think about it, it kind of hit gaming in all categories. It sold well. It got the player's choice, which means that the players that are actually playing games voted for this game. It's, you know, it was very highly rated. So there was a lot of different great aspects. It was so all around that it only made sense as to why that game would have won in comparison to Astrobot. Astrobot only sold 1.5 million. Like, I mean, yeah, the game is probably good. I'm probably more likely going to pick it up, but obviously people didn't care enough to play it. That's why people supported that game and in favor of your own exclusive. You feel what I'm saying? So you guys can't use this excuse. At the end of the day, Black Myth Wukong or should I say Black Man Wukong, hit it in all categories. While Astrobot only hit it in one, which happens to be F is for fun, cause we do stuff together. U is for you and me. N is for anyway. Like, bro, like, what is up with this SpongeBob crap?
And dignity and confidence. And the whole thing really starts to kind of get a bit messy. It does start to kind of not only insult the other competitors and the institution of the Game Awards, but I do think that
that'll be the last time you drop a game on PlayStation. Hey, come on to Xbox, man. We'll take care of it. Now you're starting to see what the Xbox dudes have to deal with in regards to the Xbox tax.
This
Jeff Keighley played him. He played the black man. He told him, well, man, we're going to get you a Game Award. Just make it a time exclusive for us. Make up some lies, man. The dude's crying, I made lies. I could have made more money. All I want was a Game Award, so you lied to me. All for that white robot. How could you do me like this, man? You know, it's sad how you gonna hurt this black man with his staff, man. Talk about the bad camera angles. I don't like you no more. You know, you got this. You've been using the same weapon in the game. Y'all hurting my feelings, man. Like, that's sad, bro. And I can relate to this, brother, how you hating on this game for no reason. Now all of the complaints want to come out on this poor black man because y'all want to sit there and bash this game. What is wrong with you people? You people need to take one look at yourself and understand that you ain't no different than him.
Making people kind of want to push back. Some people are not liking parts of this of being like, hey, China is the best place in the world. Our outcomes are inevitable with Chinese culture, Chinese talent, Chinese business, Chinese business environment, China's gaming industry. It's some people are taking this a bit strange as well. I've even seen people now retroactively extra.
No, they got his own people bashing him. Look at that. The Black Hokage. Uh-oh.
This game is objectively the worst one that was in
Look at that. You know, they got his own people, the Black Hokage dissing the Black Man Wukong. Look at that, man. This is how it starts. Look at that. Lack of map, inconsistent level design, invisible walls, camera issues. That's funny because when I mentioned these things, y'all was saying it's the greatest game in the world. Now all of a sudden that, you know, one of your beloved PlayStation exclusives win, now all of a sudden these things exist.
Hell, Stellar Blade should have been up there before it was.
Oh, definitely not. I played Stellar Blade. Definitely not. It's not even better than Nier Automata.
There's a lack of a map, inconsistent level. People are now basically really, really insulting Black Myth Wukong. And now I'm even seeing the opposite. Now I'm seeing, okay, Black Myth Wukong, like, people are posting random clips of Astrobot and saying
but you people weren't posting random clips when the game came out. You guys, this is why the gaming community ain't nothing but a joke, bro. And this is why Twitter is single-handedly destroying gaming. Now you guys want to show people, oh, look at me, I'm having fun playing my Astrobot, but you weren't doing that before. You're just doing it to be cool, edgy, or to be like, oh, look at that, like to make somebody feel bad about something. This is so stupid. This is literally childish.
Like, oh my God, how did
now all of a sudden y'all having fun with Astrobot because a man is crying about how his game didn't win?
Wukong. Look, man, I hate to tell you, Astrobot won because it's incredibly fun.
No, Astrobot won because Jeff Keighley was doing something behind the back of those stalls. You know, I don't know what he was doing, man, but he obviously was eating somebody's carrots.
What are people smoking that makes them say nonsense like this? If you don't have an ounce of fun while playing Astrobot, seriously, something is wrong with you. So yesterday I
don't think that game's fun because all it looks like is a Mario Odyssey clone. I think Mario Odyssey is a better game than this.
A very long stream. I promise I have a point to this. I've been streaming.
Maybe a hardcore gamer won't see the appeal in this game because it's not challenging. There's a lot of reasons as to why somebody would not think this game is fun. I think the game is fun for me, but that's just because I enjoy platformers. If somebody don't enjoy platformers, so essentially what you're saying, Mr. Tortilla, whatever this person's name is, you're essentially saying if somebody doesn't like platformers, therefore they can't, then there's something wrong with them? So what happened if somebody told you that just because you don't like From Software styled games, that there's something wrong with you or you're a casual gamer more than likely and you can't play challenging games? That's why you play stuff like this that has no obstacle or no challenges for you to have to deal with. which is essentially the Nintendo syndrome. And what's even more funny, I'm surprised that if this is the case, then why don't Nintendo games win Game of the Year? Nintendo probably makes some of the funnest child-friendly games that we have ever had, and you have never once seen them even get nominated or even win Game of the Year. I'm calling bias. On top of the fact that they out here selling 70, 80 million sales, and they ain't never won nothing. You know? So this is why you know the Game Awards is a joke. I bet Nintendo laughs at every time their game don't get nominated. But we still sold 80 million, though.
For a Twitch.
I mean, those Game Awards is owned by Sony, and y'all know it.
And a bunch of people kept coming into chat and asking specifically about Astrobot. People kept coming into chat saying, how do you feel about Astrobot winning Game of the Year awards, right? It is a weird thing just because it is such a different style of typical winner.
No, it's a platformer.
There's always that term Oscar bait, right? Where there's movies that are about, I don't know, war. And it's an interesting signal to Sony that we want more than just third-person plot-heavy
because
game.
At the end of the day, no, it's not, because this game didn't sell that well. I mean, it might have sold well based off whatever budget they had, but the game only sold 1.5 million. It's still... Black Myth Wukong is still a more successful game than this. Elden Ring DLC is probably more of a successful game than this, or DLC expansion. At the end of the day, the Game Awards ain't nothing but a joke because it doesn't speak on the successful aspects of these games. The games that didn't even get nominated are more successful than the games that did. What do you people don't understand? Apex, Fortnite, Call of Duty, I'm tired of going through the same list of games. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Call of Duty, all those games are more successful than these Game Award games. So what does that really mean in the end? Ask yourself.
That's right. I think Astrobot winning is fantastic.
Of course, because they got the PlayStation insignia. But if it was Indiana Jones, it'd be different.
That's the kind of game that anybody
I'm gonna be honest, man. To keep it neutral, it should have been Black Myth Wukong. Like I said, it hit all categories. People bought the game, people enjoyed the game. It got the player's choice for a reason. Therefore, that means the players enjoy that game far more than Astrobot. On top of the fact that they actually went out there and supported the game, unlike you ponies not picking up Astrobot until now all of a sudden. Now all of a sudden these ponies want to come out and say, hey, look at me, I ain't enjoying the game. But when the game was out, the game wasn't selling, and they weren't nobody posting no gameplay. The irony.
Pick up a controller and instantly understand it, can learn, can be taught by the game itself how to understand the platformer genre. Yeah, I do think that Black Myth Wukong is extremely good. Yeah, I'm still going to say that I definitely had more fun personally with Metaphor Fantasio and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, but Astrobot winning, I don't think degrades the Game Awards.
It kind of does, though. It kind of does, because it goes as far to say that anything can win, no matter if people don't like it or if people choose not to support it or not. I get it. We can't just solely go based off sales, everybody. But like I said, subjectively, Black Myth hit all categories. Astrobot didn't. The only category that this game even won was fun. But even then, people might think Black Myth Wukong is more fun because the game is more challenging. So that's not even a good argument. The game did not sell. It wasn't even beloved by its own audience. And yet, for some reason, at the PlayStation Game Awards, it wins, all directed by Jeff Keighley, which we already know what he's doing backstage to get these Game Awards. Ever since Marvel Spider-Man 2, you promised this black man you was going to give him an award, and you stole it from him, just like y'all did with Beyonce and Taylor Swift.
And that guy writing a speech, I don't think that's some big fat L or worth mockery. But these have just been my thoughts.
I don't care, bro. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, man. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the comedic relief that I brought to this video. It's absolutely ridiculous, in my personal opinion. I don't think Astrobot should have won. It should have probably either went to Black Myth Wukong or Indiana Jones. That's just my personal opinion. I personally didn't care about those games, but to be subjective in regards to how everybody enjoyed these games, those would be the only two games that I could mention. Probably more Black Myth Wukong, because people actually went out there and bought the game, and Indiana Jones, they played it through Game Pass. So, hey, it is what it is, man. The gamers, Black Myth Wukong won the Gamer's Choice for a reason, which also should translate to the Gamer's Choice of the Game of the Year. But hey, it is what it is, and I can understand the frustration of the developer. It's not worth crying about. It's not worth getting mad about, because regardless if this game got a game of the year, it still sold far less than your game. So what point are we making here, people? But you ponies, go ahead, run with your little game of the year game. But let's not forget, your game didn't even sell as well as Indiana Jones did.